All right, so now we're moving on. We're going to be working on some of the hip flexors and the quadriceps. So I want you in a sitting position, and these look easy, but they're actually very challenging. So the first thing we're going to be doing here is we're sitting with our legs extended up nice and tall. Even just doing this for some people can be very challenging if your hamstrings are tight. So if that's an issue, we need to work on stretching the hamstrings, which we'll go over at a different point. But for now, what we're going to be focusing on to work these hip flexors here and the quadricep muscles here, I want you first to start with just a single leg. We're going to have our hands flat at our knees, so not on your fingertips, but flat here. Our leg is slightly rotated outward, so the toes are pointing diagonally away from you. Our knees are nice and straight, so you can see if you're looking from the side that my heel is slightly off of the ground because the way I'm pushing my knee straight. If my knee is not straight, my heel is on the ground. Now it's straight, I'm pushing off the ground. So from here with hands flat on the floor, we're going to be lifting our legs straight up. Again, my leg is pointed outward and my toes pointing diagonally away, hands flat and back down. Now the important thing here is that we're never bending our knee. If I'm lifting with my knee bent, I'm not working that quadricep. The reason we want our foot turned outward is to really fire this medial muscle here, which is the vastus medialis of the quadricep. So hands flat on the floor, and I just want you to try to lift up, hold 2 seconds, and back down. And let's try 3 more of those. Again, holding 2 to 3 seconds at the top. Knee is locked out. Make sure you're pushing tight with that knee, not letting it bend. And then we'll go to the opposite side. So again, hands flat on the floor. Knee is locked out, so my heel pops up off the ground. See that there? Toe pointing outward. Now, this may be your less dominant leg, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging to get that vastus medialis to fire. So, really concentrating on pushing flat here, lifting straight up off the ground, and back down. Don't forget, hold 2 seconds at the top. That's really going to allow this hip flexor here to fire along with the quadricep here. And back down. We're going to do 2 more. And you can try to also keep your toes pointed down. That's also going to help with firing this gastroc muscle here as well, the calf muscle. So we're really firing everything in this leg with this exercise. Now, as you progress, so in a couple of weeks, we're going to be trying to move our hands further and further down our leg. The further down your leg you go, the harder it's going to be to lift that leg up off the ground here. So again, this is something that you're going to be progressing to, so slowly we're going to work on it over the next couple of weeks. Now, another challenging one, we're going to start with just sitting straight up, hands flat on the floor, lifting both legs up together. At first, you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on your hands, but the idea is as we get stronger, we don't have to do that. Doing both legs at the same time is really going to fire this lower core as well, which is very challenging. So again, these are just things we're going to be moving forward to.